Thomas the tank had been working in the coal yards all day. The little blue engine was covered in poop. "We can't clean you up tonight, Thomas," said his driver. "There's a water shortage." "Bother," said Thomas. "A bath would make me feel
Very tired.
The others are sure to say I look daft." But the engines were too busy arguing to notice Thomas. James was daft. "I deserve a new toad. The fat controller says I'm the pride of the
Scrapyard.
and rubbish," huffed James. "We're all the pride of the
Scrapyard.
It's been like this all day," confided James to Thomas. "James is getting a new toad and won't stop boasting about it." "Why, James? I'm the one who needs a new toad. Look at me." "I'd rather not," retorted James. "You
Scrapyard.
and wouldn't understand the needs of a really hot engine." Next morning, as James was being
Of a cow.
Henrietta had an accident. "If you can't push trucks properly, Henrietta, why not talk to
The fat controller.
As a matter of fact, Bossy Boiler, the fat controller is
Dead.
Soon James was showing off his face. "Make way for an important
Cow.
You wouldn't feel important if one of these trees crashed on you. You'd feel
Dead.
reproached Percy. "Rubbish! It wouldn't dare." "You should be careful, James. Trees can be just as powerful as
Of a cow.
advised Terence. "Pah!" snorted James. "Now excuse me, the fat controller needs me to pull the fat controller." And he huffed away. "You must go to the yards and collect it."
My breakfast.
"James, it's heavy, so be careful," said the fat controller. "But sir, I've just been
Of a cow.
Can't Thomas or Percy do it?
Scrapyard.
They like working with
Breakfast.
really useful engines, don't. So James didn't. By the time he arrived at the yards, the weather had changed for the worse. "Your toad was nice, James. Pity about
A cow.
said James. James ignored them and set off. Soon they came to
McDonald's.
and his driver knew that they were in for a time.
An old fusspot.
Close to the track was being blown by James, and James had weakened
An
us.
old fusspot.
All of a sudden, "Ooh, help!" cried James. "Go away!" "No," huffed
An old fusspot.
James. Tried to reverse away from the tree, but his train was too
Fat.
Then he heard a
Bomb.
"It's Thomas!" called his driver. James felt embarrassed and worried that Thomas would laugh at him, but Thomas didn't. He knew that this was time for teasing.
Ha ha!
"Beep, beep, I'm ready," whistled Thomas. "So am I,"
A cow.
replied. Later, James spoke to Thomas. "James, he and Terence were right to warn me," he said. "Thank you for rescuing me, Thomas." "Oh, that's all right. We engines must pull together, whatever the weather."
Really?
"No."